Alright, what's going on people? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Aiden and today we're watching Shadow and Bone Season 1 Episode 3 The Making at the Heart of the World. Last episode we got a great introduction to the Grisha and Alina's powers. We finally understand what a Sun Summoner is and why it is so important. Apparently it is going to be a useful skill in helping to dispel the Shadow Fold that we saw on episode 1. It's going to be interesting to see how Alina interacts with General Kerrigan and how their summoning skills are going to work together. General Kerrigan seems to be the dark and Alina is the light. So I'm guessing they're going to come together and work on either dispelling the Shadow Fold or making it worse altogether. This episode, based on the title alone, The Making at the Heart of the World, I'm assuming it's going to be based on how the Shadow Fold came to be, which is going to be a useful backstory that's going to fill in a lot of the gaps. You know, why is this thing here and why is it blocking between Rashka and the rest of the world? How did it come to be? Was it General Kerrigan that caused it? Who knows? But we're going to find out. If you're interested in watching the full reactions to this show, or any other show that I do, and movies, then you can head over to my Patreon, and you can get access to a few episodes ahead as well. So, let's get into this.
But the upside, I have my own very private room for the first time.
Have you ever bathed? Into your face.
We'd have a good laugh about it. If you were here.
Your private servants to wash you. What a weird life.
I am perfectly capable of washing myself, and yes, I smell like horse. I was on one for 200 miles, after nearly being killed, twice. And I understand old Ravkin, and that was really quite rude.
How do you bathe for seconds, what it seems like? She's got blood on her face.
You get us across the fold, and I'll figure out the rest on the other side.
Fine. To cross, I'll need 20 pounds of alabaster coal, a pack of Mejdaloon Gerda, not the kind from Kurt, it's too weak, and a goat.
So I wonder what he needs that goat for. Distraction? Some kind of magic?
Jesper. Just the coal. No detours.
And of course there's gonna be detours, eh? Oh god. He hears the clinking of money. He just can't help himself. Can't help himself. Go down and dirty with the bottom end.
The General built this home for us so we can thrive.
Has a Grisha ever escaped?
It's an interesting shot through her first person perspective.
Science, or rather, small science. We do not conjure from nothing. We manipulate that which already exists and runs.
You make it sound so easy.
The bird makes flight.
So I mean, they've got great on-screen chemistry, these two. Hopefully we're going to see them in action. I'd like to see some kind of combat scene with the Lord of Darkness and the Sun Summoner.
Once he sees what you can do, and we have his blessing, he'll remain here to train.
I thought you ruled the Grisha.
I may lead the second army, but the king is still the king.
Okay, so who is this king then? Seems very militaristic Russian. Look at her, what's she doing? What's she doing? She's walking around like that.
starting now.
Wow. Help contrast their powers.
Now call the sun.
She's not going to know how to do it, is she? Oh, she does. Okay. See, I thought it's going to be one of those things where she can't control it when she wants to. It only happens when she's hurt, perhaps.
You were perfect.
I don't know where it came from.
Came from everyone. Welcome home, Miss Starkov.
This is probably the start of her character blossoming, you know? I wonder what Mal is going to think when he eventually sees her again and she's this higher power, you know, treated like royalty almost.
You stink of the orphanage. Half-breed. You truly are one of a kind.
A disgusting person.
The country is going to be talking about you.
Half-breed. Fuck off. Honestly, I thought she was better than that.
Daughters through the fold for another year. It is time to accept that we need to break away from the old country. Now is the time to form our own country, to keep what we make and what we earn, instead of sending it to the east. For the true Ravka!
So because it's showcasing the divide between old Ravka and West Ravka. He's just walking around with a goat in his arms.
I just thought that if I saw the names on there, I could let the idea of them go. Unless...
Hope is dangerous. Clouds your judgment. Pray, scream, do whatever you have to do to push this out of your mind and move on.
So you can see it from both directions though, right? It definitely does cloud your judgment when you're going through something as dangerous as the Shadow Fold. But then again, do you want to let go of that? Your humanity? Your hopefulness that your parents and your brother are still alive and you can perhaps find them. Maybe your faith is warranted at that point, you know?
Oh, the big bad Druscella! It was 5-on-1! For such honor! How noble! I thought you respected your women.
Obviously not.
You're Grisha.
See, this world, Shadow and Bone, is very bigoted, you know? Race definitely seems to be a massive divider, I suppose. Not unlike how we are right now, I guess, but... So it's annoying to watch. Frustrating. Not just race, but gender, you know. It's definitely a big factor in this show, in this time. I'm not actually exactly sure what time period this is based on, but damn, would not want to be heading into that. So the lighting in this looks so good. The blues from the darkness, the flickering light from that torch.
Wait for me! I can't see the train.
Jesper, get in now!
Landmine! Oh, wait for me! Don't you go without me!
I'm guessing his gambling didn't go too well, eh?
Turns out that the kid who was helping me buy the coal didn't exactly know how to buy coal.
We know you gambled it away.
So yeah, he lost it all gambling, and then he had to go steal it. That's why they're chasing him.
£20 of alabaster coal.
No, £16.
£16 of alabaster coal.
Can we do it on 60?
Never been done before.
Mate, how do you fail that badly?
Never shift your weight.
You've crossed
So
so many
addicted
Like a
to
number.
that side.
Cross this often and you get nightmares.
You're going to throw away potentially your chance of making $1 million Kruger. Save some to spend more later down the road, you know? Disappointed. Disappointed.
Alina! There you are.
We've been looking for you.
We weren't properly introduced earlier. I'm Marie. This is Nadia.
Their blue outfits are really quite cool. With the gold trimmings.
Before you can destroy the fold. It's a great honor to have so many enemies.
Very warm greeting. He's always like this.
You must learn to defend yourself fast. Do you know how to fight?
I've had some training.
Show me. Pick an opponent.
Okay, let's see how it works. Yeah, pick that little bitch out. You're gonna talk shit in the shadows. Under her breath. Fuck her. But it's not gonna happen, is it? She's gonna get smashed to pieces. Yep, okay.
We come again.
Fight.
I mean, she's telegraphing all her punches, you know? You're gonna be awakening the beast. Why are they acting like that? They're a couple groupies, you know? That's gonna be some unresolved beef. At some point, her sun summoner powers are gonna come out and slap her a new one. She needs to. You can't be letting bullies like that run around, treat you like that. It pisses me off. Now she has access to a wealth of knowledge that she never did before. This would be a great place to learn and study.
The headmistress where I grew up said because I didn't possess any physical talent, I should possess knowledge.
Isn't that lovely of her?
Good mistress.
I'm the king's spiritual advisor. I want us to be friends. It is important that we are friends.
Creepy. Very creepy. Or is he? Because you can't really judge a book by his cover, can you? But
I'm sorry, did you say he was called the Bonesmith?
He made creatures from his own finger bones. Mythical animals, brimming with
it's a conjuration. Or is it further than conjuration? Like these creatures are no longer ethereal. There's real living beings, I don't know. So is this going to be like the trial of the grasses from The Witcher? Where they send the kids in to go through trials to test their skill and durability before they go through anything further. Mutations, you know.
A sun summoner who wastes her time training with Botkin? Are you going to punch your way through the shadow fold? Then what are you?
Was she in Waterloo Road many, many years ago, one of the teachers?
And can you summon the sun without the general clutching your wrist? His blood and bones amplify other Grisha. Did you know that? Can you summon the power on your own?
I can't.
What about now? Everyone believes that you are the one. Come back when you believe it too.
Yeah, I think it's like I said earlier, right? She doesn't know how to control it herself. I thought it was, you know, when she gets hurt on the shiv, obviously she had the claws from that gargoyle thing digging into her back, and they're in danger. It's the perfect time to use that skill, right? And then General Carrigan scratched her, cut her open with that silver claw. Does that make sense? Volcra, that's what those gargoyle things are. I keep forgetting.
I'm sorry. Did you say the
the
tracks
name, you know.
weren't complete? We're a tad late. More coal. Back to the real issue. We're on tracks that don't connect to other tracks. Yes, there's a gap there.
You said you could get us through.
How much of a gap? I built slats on the car. Just
If the weight is perfect, just gently glides onto the next set of trucks, right?
now there's a nest nearby, but we'll be fine if they haven't attacked us in.
Of course, of course. Of course, as he says.
You'll be happy with the meal if, you know, I survive. I think it's safe.
Is this some kind of punishment for you?
What a weird job to have, right? A food taster for royalty. I wonder if is that a real thing? Does the Queen Elizabeth have her own food taster? In case it was been poisoned, maybe.
Why are you here eating figs? You should be training every waking moment to tear down the fort.
I mean, didn't you just invite her here? She's not here because she wants to be. Invited by the king. She's got a special butler or whatever. Now complain to the king, no complain to her.
Give me a second. This is how we die. Jesper, grab the goat. I'm not throwing out the goat. Grab the damn goat. It's not bait. It's for you. I need you to calm down. Hug the goat. Shut the hell up.
I mean, it's a great way to calm down, hugging a goat.
Precise to get us outside. Even 20 seconds behind means the train stops inside the fold, and that means we die.
Nice. My man. So the world's greatest sharpshooter. Oh no, he isn't. No, he isn't. What a sick shot. Both the shot he made and the actual cinematography, you know? See the barrel spin.
What I haven't said in this letter, Mal.
See, that's why he's my favourite character.
Scattered words is that I'm afraid.
He's, you know, he's goofy, but he's actually good at what he does, you know?
I grew up reading about a saint who would one day perform a miracle. You told me about Cardinal North and True North. Cardinal North is a direction on a map. True North is home. And if I am to survive this, I need to be home again.
I'll meet you at the meadow.
The meadow.
With you.
Is that from back when they were kids? Sitting on that grass, yeah. Dang. I'm sure eventually they'll make it to that meadow. At some point, the two are going to meet up again. I don't know when it will happen, but she definitely needs it. You know, she's got the weight of the world on her shoulders, and so far she doesn't even know how to control her powers, you know. I wonder what the trigger's going to be. How does she learn to control her summoning of light? How does she control that without being hurt? That seems to be the course right now. It's interesting. Okay, so this episode wasn't what I thought it was going to be, you know. At the start, I said, you know, based on the title, The Making at the Heart of the World, I thought it was going to be how the Shadowfold came to be, where its origins were based, you know. But no, that wasn't the case. We got to see where Alina starts to begin her training and see how the Grishas interact with each other. It's a new life for her, it seems. You know, being pampered, you know, woken up by servants who are going to bathe you, even though it's like the world's shortest bath, you know. Still covered in blood. Not exactly an effective way of washing, I don't think, but it is interesting. She seems to be accepting her role. All of a sudden, she's made two friends, those two girls, and I don't know if that's a real friendship. They seem to have just flocked to her because perhaps she's this infamous person who just came into the camp, who now has this unique skill of the Sun Summoner. So they're almost groupies in a sense, you know. Swarming her with all sorts of compliments and telling her, oh, she's great, but at the end of the day, it's power, you know. It's like petty schoolgirl things, you know. The confrontation during that fight scene with the other Grisha member that was on the skiff with her, it pisses me off. It pisses me off how people can be treated like that for no real reason, you know. What's the point in sneaking up to her and whispering something like that horrible into her ear? If you're gonna have an opinion like that, you know, be true to your word, you know, stand up for yourself. Don't hide like a little rat. It pisses me off. I mean, that's the world though, ain't it? It's the world how it is right now, and it's probably always going to be like that. No, one step forward, two steps back, you know. One step forward, two steps back. It'll always be that way. Seeing the gang again was pretty interesting. You know, obviously, I think a lot of people have the same opinion. That's their favourite storyline so far. And to me, Jesper is the best character. He seems to have the most charisma, even though he is quite quirky and awkward himself. But his character, he got himself into a bit of a pickle. He was entrusted with some money to go buy the coal to keep that train running, so they can actually get through the Shadowfold and not die. But he couldn't help himself. He had to sneak away as soon as he heard the sound of the clinking cash, and went to go gamble his money away. Obviously, he lost his money. I mean, how do you even fall for that? Your one chance to make life-changing amounts of money, and you almost throw that away for a couple rounds of gambling, like bones or whatever. But yet he ended up stealing the coal for himself, and that's what made them rush to get on that train. Very close to all going wrong. And even while on that train, of course, as soon as the conductor mentions, as long as we can get through this little bit where this nest is without being attacked, we'll be fine. And as soon as he says that, they're attacked by the gargoyle things. I mean, I guess that's typical storytelling for you, though. You're doing the exact opposite from what the characters say is going to happen. But now they are on the other side. Again, after all the things that went down, Jesper stood up to the plate after hugging that cute goat and took those things down, taking his pot shots through the roof, and eventually, once one of them ripped through, straight into the mouth. It's great that he was the one who managed to fix his wrongdoings, you know, and ended up saving them. And all said and done, they made it to the end of the Shadow Fold, and it's going to be interesting how next episode they're going to step over into Rashka, and I wonder how hard will it be for them to gain access to Alina. Will they end up working with General Carrigan, since he seems to have the most power over her? We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But yeah, I really enjoyed the episode, and I can't wait to watch the next one. If you enjoyed, then make sure you give a like and comment if it lived up to your expectations. What do you think? Which storyline is your favourite? Do you prefer Alina's storyline with her son summoning, or are you preferring the gang and their getting up tos, their wrongdoings? Okay, thanks for watching.